Hey y'all. While I was working on this project, I figured I may as well make a quick little video about this. So I have an atrocious amount of cookies to do over the course of the next week. 250 of them are due by like 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'll be very honest, I didn't realize I agreed to that number. Okay, so anyway, so here's how we get this done quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna pan this down so you guys can see what I'm working with. All right, so this is my royal icing. Normally, I am not mixing this much in a bowl this large, but this would be okay. So this is like a really good flood consistency right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, I made a line through the middle and I'm letting it come back together. When that line completely goes away, there we go. When that line completely goes away, that's how I know how long this icing is going to be. So right now, this is about a 15 second icing, which would be great if I was going to flood all of these cookies. But due to time constraints, I'm not. We're going to go a little bit thinner. So I just poured some more water in. And I'm going to stir this up to make it more loose. You're stirring. Be careful. Totally making a mess. So in getting this all together, it kind of looks like soup or paint. But it's a really, really good consistency now that I can work with. So, okay, that looks good. Now, here's the deal with, if you notice, I wasn't like vigorously stirring that icing. And the reason for that is because that's how you get air bubbles. So you can, maybe you can see the air bubbles. That's a really big one right there. You know, you just pop it. So I don't want those on my cookies, right? So I am going to let this sit, but just for the video's sake, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So this icing now, I'm going to draw my line. It came back together really, really quick, right? That's like a 5-second icing. It's going to be perfect for dipping. So I have my cookies, and I have a lot of them. There's like 200 of them right here. I'm going to dip it in the icing. I'm going to shake the excess off. And when I flip it up, I'll take my scribe tool and just move the icing around wherever I need to cover. Pop any air bubbles. And boom, my cookie is done. As opposed to me sitting here and flooding them. So, just a little quick technique, little trick. It's called dipping your cookies. They're still in royal icing. I'll set this over to dry. It's also not as thick, so it's not gonna take nearly as long for them to dry, because I have to put logos on top of these in order to package them and be ready for tomorrow. So my oven's going off. I need to grab some more cookies out, but that's a little trick for me. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm back. It's been about maybe 7 or 8 minutes since I filmed the first part of this, right? So remember I said I was gonna let my icing sit for a second. This is why. So let's see, hopefully you can see this. Inside of my bowl here, there's some bubbles. And if you don't pop said bubbles, the bubbles will be on your cookies. And we don't want that, right? But this is just going to show you how quickly this goes for real. All right, so we got a cookie. Dip. My fingers are not inside of the icing. Oh. Don't do that to your cookie. Lord Jesus. So, things that can go wrong with this process. You ready? Your cookies are too soft. If your cookies are too soft, which is exactly what just happened with that one, that means they didn't get brown enough on the bottom. And if your cookies are not brown enough on the bottom, then you're going to end up with crumbs in your icing, like I just did. So I clean the crumbs out. We're gonna try this again. All right. So the difference between a cookie that's like this and a cookie that's like this. This one's gonna hold up a lot easier dipping. This one, not so much. You're gonna have to be really, really careful. Honestly, I like to go somewhere in between the two because I prefer that. So we're gonna try this one more time. We're gonna dip, pull up, shake it off, and boom. All right. So here's some other things that could go wrong with this. Your icing is too thin. If your icing is too thin, it's gonna run right off of this cookie. All right. This icing is staying put. It's not running off my cookie. And I have an entire tray of them already done right now where the icing hasn't run off. So this isn't fast motion. I'm not gonna speed this up because I want you to see just how quickly this goes. The only thing I'm doing here is just taking it down from where it might be a little bit higher on one side of the cookie than the other. Shake it and you're good to go. And so you just keep doing that, right? You dip your cookie. Boom. So look at that one, right? I barely put it over in the icing. It's not a whole lot of icing on this cookie, but it's fine. I can use my scribe to move the icing around where I need it to be. And remember, there's going to be a logo sitting on top of this, so they're not going to even see this part. I put royal icing on my fondant covered logo cookies because most people take the fondant off. So when they take that fondant piece off, then they're just left with a naked cookie. And I don't want to leave you with a naked cookie. I want you to still taste my actual products. This is how I increase my sales. So by going this extra step of adding this royal icing where they can taste my actual cookie and icing, that's how I get those individual orders. Those people that, you know, keep me in business. The people who order graduation cookies and they order birthday cookies and thank you cookies and congratulations cookies. Those individual orders come from a lot of the corporate orders that I do. But it's simply because I go this extra step when making them. A lot of companies don't. They give you that cookie. It's got fondant on it with the logo. The people take the fondant off and they just eat the naked cookie. I don't want you to do that. So let's look at this one. See, we have a nice little crater in there. No problem. Just cover it up. Just like that. Now, due to the, there's not a whole lot of icing on top of these, but it's enough for the customers to taste my actual product itself. These are probably going to need to sit in front of the fan for about maybe 3 or 4 hours before I add the logos to them, which is not bad. Normally, it takes 6 to 8 hours when I'm doing designs on cookies. But since these are just dipped in white with a logo going on top of it for this conference tomorrow, it's going to work out great. So I'm going to keep going. We just did 2, 4, 6, 8. This is number 9 in 4 minutes. And see, that one, I need more icing. So just turn it back over, move it around a little bit. And there we go. That's a little bit better. So I've done 9 cookies and talking to you in the last 5 minutes. This is probably double the amount of time, maybe triple, as it would be if I was flooding them with a tipless bag or with a bottle. So that's just my little tip for you guys. Thanks for watching.